Hey my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and you already know, you can have all the money in the world, all the cars in the world, all the fame in the world, degrees, bags, shoes, you name it. But if you do not have God and godly wisdom, you have nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay, before I get into this video, make sure that y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and put that bell on so that you are notified as soon as I post the video. Okay, period. So the topic for today's video is victim to abuser, the making of a narcissist. This word has taken over the internet, especially with so many scandals that's been going on. What created this monster? That's what everybody wants to know. What created this monster? So I'm here to talk about it. Okay, all right. Something traumatizing happened to this narcissist at a very young age that made them evil, right? So a lot of times with narcissists, their innocence might have been taken from them at a young age. They might have endured a lot of childhood trauma, grief, pain, and they never healed from it. And it was so bad to the point where they turned into what abused them. This is another example of why the narcissist is a victim at first. The narcissist might have had narcissistic parents, a narcissistic family dynamic, so a parent that treated them bad. These things that the narcissists do to other people was normalized in their childhood, so that's all that they knew. Before this person became a full-blown narcissist, they were the victim. And usually with narcissistic parents or narcissistic family dynamics, it was a lot of jealousy, a lot of favoritism, a lot of abuse, whether it's emotional, physical, verbal abuse, favoritism. Sometimes the parent may treat one child different from all the other children, and now that child is left unseen, hurt, abused, neglected, right? Narcissistic parents will create competition in the household. And this is a problem because it can create a narcissistic person. And because it was abandoned, it never got the love it needs, the attention it needs, it was neglected. So now that narcissist, that child has to heal. And if that child doesn't heal, it will become what hurt them, and then it becomes the abuser. Learned behavior. When you come from a narcissistic family dynamic, you are conditioned. That is all you know. What is in your bloodline is what you know. That's what you think is normal. So the toxicity, the dysfunction, the secrets, the jealousy, the competition, the verbal abuse, the physical abuse, the emotional abuse, the neglect, the abandonment. That's what this child grows up thinking that is love, that is pure, that is okay. So they have now learned behaviors from their parents, from their guardians, and now they became what happened to them. Deep wounds. Open wounds, right? So what makes a narcissist is that they were a victim of something. Something happened to a narcissist. If you get a narcissist to really admit it's deep wounds that they never dealt with, a lot of insecurity, right? Because a narcissist, they want control, they hide behind control. The victim who have been through hurt, who been through pain, they don't heal from it. They're now holding a lot of resentment. And that's another reason why the narcissists feel the need to hurt people. We're going to talk about narcissistic men for a second. So with narcissistic men, if they resent their mother, even if they think, oh, I love my mom, she did so good, she did stand the third, deep down inside, there's still resentment. That now narcissist will give you the treatment that he wants to give his mother. That child who was abandoned, who was hurt, who was neglected and abused by the narcissistic mother now wants to abuse and take that hurt out on women because the abuser was a woman. So you have to understand if there's a mother wound or there's a father wound that can manifest in their lives. And this victim can grow with resentment, knowingly or unknowingly. I have heard so many times people would praise their mothers. They will praise their parents. Oh, she did the best. She was this. My mom was this. My dad was this. But once they start talking, there was resentment there. There was hurt there. People are not aware, knowingly or unknowingly. A lot of people are not aware of the hurt and the pain that they still carry from childhood. So this is the making of a narcissist. This is the root of the narcissist, and it's always childhood trauma. Always connected to the bloodline. It's always connected to how did you grow up? What happened? What was your dynamic? How was your family? How was your mother? How was your father? Did you not have your mother? Did you not have your father? All of these things are crucial to the making of a narcissist. When a man resents his mother in some way, you have to understand that is the first relationship that he has with a woman, period. How he treats his mother is how he's going to treat women out in this world. This is why a lot of men become womanizers, because of the relationship with his mother. Some men will still conversate with their mother, still talk to their mother, still give their mother praise, but deep down inside, there's still a lot of deep-rooted trauma that has not been dealt with. They never got deliverance in therapy. Right? So when you are in a narcissistic family dynamic, I want you to understand that in the spiritual realm, Jezebel is connected to the narcissistic family dynamic. So that's Jezebel in the spiritual realm, and sometimes Jezebel and Leviathan. So what you have to understand is that somebody has to be delivered from this stuff. A lot of pain, a lot of trauma, all of that stuff can create open doors for these spirits, for this evilness to come inside them. When someone don't go to God and get true deliverance from their hurt and their pain and them traumas, that is an open door for spirits to come on in, for Jezebel to come on in. Narcissistic abuse is a spirit. I want you to understand that. And they never got true therapy, right? A lot of times where people may go to church, right? They may feel God, they may feel his presence for the first time. They go to church on Sundays and then that's it. And they don't truly give God and truly trust him with that trauma. They don't truly trust God with that pain. So that child is still hurting. You can be 40 years old. That child is still hurting. You can be 20 years old. That child is still hurting. So this is why deliverance needs to happen. Now, there's so many forms of therapy that you can try. You can get counseling. You can get Christian counseling. But a lot of people don't get deliverance and they don't get therapy. They don't want to be seen. They don't want to be vulnerable. They have already built up layer on layer on layer on layer on layer on all of this trauma. This is the root of a narcissist. The narcissist is the victim at first. All narcissists were victims. All narcissists were victims first until they became the abuser, until they did not get any help. A lot of narcissists have victim mindsets. If you think deep down inside, the psychological thinking of a narcissist is, I want them to feel what I felt. Narcissists get off of seeing you go crazy, seeing you lose your confidence, seeing you lose your self-esteem, seeing you just go losing everything. They get off on this stuff. What is the definition of a victim? A victim: to suffer harm, injury, or loss due to an act by someone else, an event, or circumstances resulting in physical, emotional, or financial damage. A lot of narcissists have a victim mentality. A lot of narcissists deep down inside have a victim mentality. They are the victim. Deep down inside, they are the victim. They still have that victim mindset. That child is still hurt. A lot of people want to know, can the narcissist change? Yes. A narcissist can change, but it takes a lot of acceptance. It will take that person a lot of acceptance, and they will have to come to the terms on their own. A narcissist can change, but they have to want that change from themselves. A child can't change a narcissist, a husband, a wife, a church. Nobody can change the narcissist. The narcissist's mind have to be changed. Because over the years, so much has attached onto the narcissist. So many spirits, so many things just been using this narcissist, right? This is loads and loads of trauma. And that narcissists have to see themselves. The more you try to sit down with a narc and tell this narc that they a narc, the more that spirit that is operating in them is going to manipulate. The more it's going to deflect. Narcissists don't take accountability. They have to be willing to truly take accountability. Narcissistic people don't like when you see them. They don't like when you see the child in them. They don't like when you see the insecurity. I want you to understand. If your loved one is a narcissist, you see that they're a narcissist, and you want them to get help and change, the best thing that you can do is walk away and pray. Okay, so closing of this video. All narcissists are victims until they became abuser. Narcissistic abuse is victim to abuser, victim to abuser, victim to abuser. If you have experienced narcissistic abuse, please do not turn into what hurt you. Don't make an identity on what the narcissist told you, how they broke you down, how they treated you. What you have to do is heal. And I want you to understand that you can overcome this, and this too is possible to overcome and truly heal from this. The narcissist that abused you, right? What I want you to do is take off the title. So if it was your mom, your sister, your auntie, your uncle, whoever it was to you, take off the title. So take off uncle, take off mom, take off dad, and call them by their actual name. And I want you to reflect and sit back and think about that person's life. For example, if your mother's name is Pam, see Pam as Pam, not your mother, because that mother figure comes with responsibility and it comes with expectations. So when you take off the mom and you just say Pam, look at Pam's story. Think about Pam's childhood. Think about her mother. Think about her father. Pam been through some things. Pam been through some life things, and Pam has let those life things turn her into who she is today. So when you take off the mom and you see Pam for a human and what they have been through, it makes the process easier to forgive them, because you realize that they were just a human who went through human stuff, and they have not healed, and that pain was reflected onto you. It doesn't make it right nor justifiable. But I want you to understand that Pam is just that small little girl who was hurt, who was abused, that teenage little girl who was hurt, who was abused, and she just so happened to be your mother. And know that Pam cannot give you what Pam doesn't have herself. Pam cannot give you what Pam was not given by her parents. I want to leave you with that. I thank you all so much for tuning into this video, and I want you to like, comment, and subscribe. And oh yeah, don't forget to share to someone who really, really needs it. Oh yeah. I am love. I am.